we're going to put an ad out there, or we're going to sponsor this program, and I suddenly get a run on my door, but it's, you said vanity? So it's just kind of a subtle, warm, friendly
It's buy-in.
connection?
If you believe in yourself enough to put yourself out there on a medium that's still relevant, a lot of medium's digital now, but a lot of people still crave that physical touch, you know, going through newspapers and magazines and stuff, then yeah, I think that's a good way to complement your existing buy-in.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right, I have another question here.
So can I answer that last one?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Question that you can ask: would you like to sponsor? Would you like to purchase an ad? Ask them to make a decision. Don't be afraid to ask the ultimate question. See if they want to sponsor you. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just ask. Think about the Dr. Seuss book, Green Eggs and Ham. Would you like to try green eggs and ham? And he asked over and over and over again. And what did his prospect say? No. He turned his nose up. You knows. Right? But he continued to just ask. And at the end, his prospect tried green eggs and ham. And he loved them. And he got the sale because he asked. So it's not that. It doesn't have to be that complicated.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And the thing about asking is, long story short, my first adult job was in sales. Just scared me half to death. I mean, and I felt like if I didn't come back with all the yeses, then I'm a failure as a human being. I just need to go into a cave. But no, that's not really what it is. You're moving people to a decision. It's only going to be yes, no, or not right now. That's it. And like Jared said, what are they going to do to you? I mean, you know, yes, no, not right now. That's the same thing for asking when guests come to our club. We're really good at saying, well, so Mr. Guest, how did you like our meeting? We're really good at that. But what we're terrible at is, we'd love for you to join us. That's 7 words. That's a sales pitch right there. We'd love for you to join us. And why do we not do that? I've been to so many clubs, and a lot of people are reluctant to do that. Why? They're going to say yes, no, or not right now. Or it could be, I need more information. Same thing with selling anything, right? I mean, if it's sponsorships, if it's the ads in a book, I need more information. And then we have deadlines too, so we need to get out and do these things because we need lead time. Right? Okay, I have one more for you. What is the one thing you want to make sure that our audience knows about selling sponsorships? Y'all be thinking about that. I came to him first, so y'all be thinking about that. Okay?
My initial thought was make sure that you have a buying atmosphere, meaning people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So if you allow them to buy and help bring them to a decision, just yes, no, but not maybe, because maybes keep us stuck in life, but help bring them to a decision, a yes or a no. Provide that as a service to them. Otherwise, if it's a maybe, you have it in the back of your mind, they have it in the back of their mind, and you think about it at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you can't go back to sleep, and it doesn't do anybody any good. So buying atmosphere is one thing. But 2, this is an idea that I've had, and I wanted to share it. When I'm going out to get sponsorships, and I'm new at Toastmasters, so please tell me if this is a bad idea, but I'm looking to, can I take a business and incorporate what they do to what I'm doing at Toastmasters and design a speech around their benefit, their customer, tell a story, and get excited for that business, record it, give it to the business, have them put it on their social media. Everybody wins, and they get to see what Toastmasters is like.
That's a great idea. How come none of us who've been around a long time thought of that? Okay, the newbie thought of that. Very good. That's actually a great idea. I like that. Somebody write that down. Well, we've got it on the video. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, Sabrina, how about you? What is something that you think the audience needs to know?
About sponsorships. Okay, let's talk sponsorships. How many of you have gone to an event When they are scrolling through this big screen, what do you see on that big screen?
Nothing.
Sponsors.
Who said nothing?
Faces.
You see who the bronze sponsors are, the gold sponsors, the silver sponsors, and it sticks because you can't help but see those names scroll over and over and over again. What I do for a living is I build relationships, and Barbara knows that I can go to any of my clients because of what I do afterwards. I build that, I nurture that relationship, and I keep it. And I can go back to them and get a check for a charity or anything because I've built that. But for the benefit of what we're doing here today is just think about your name scrolling and how many people are seeing that. I can't tell you how many businesses I have read on that. I'm like, oh, who are they? And look into what they are. Again, it goes to exposure. And if we let them know the amount of exposure they're going to get with being a sponsor, it's gold.
Thank you, Sabrina. Jerry, what is your thing that you think the audience really needs to know?
I wasn't supposed to think about it.
That we haven't come, yeah, you were.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm thinking about what Sabrina's mentioning with just, again, it being passive. I don't know if we're actively going to like Texas Roadhouse where now they've got these lampshades that are above all the tables that have sponsors on them now. But you see them and you think deep down, yeah, like they're just advertising like in that restaurant now. And you're sitting there, you're thinking, wow, these people must be successful to be able to get either the gold or like the full page or stuff like that. But we might not actually know their books or how they're doing. But they believe in themselves enough to have taken that leap. But the same way I share this with a lot of clients that maybe are really behind on retirement. It's like, look, you might not be able to save the $1,000 a month you need to right now that make $2 million at 65. Sometimes you got to walk before you run. You can look at the big picture, but then say, hey, it's okay. Maybe you can't do a full page. You could start at a quarter, see how it feels, and build from there. So I think having a game plan and having healthy expectations and dream big, but also being okay with being able to work your way back so that you're at least still giving them something. And I think you can even relate that to sponsorships and the different sized displays that you can do within those.
That's awesome, because you actually have just dovetailed into something that I wanted to do. And that was talk about, for those who are new and don't know, we've got beautiful things for our conferences, these beautiful programs, and they have full color ads in here. And if you have a client or a potential person that you're talking to about sponsorships, and if they're going, that sponsorship is really not in my budget, or no, I'm not interested in that, then you say, how would you like to then take out a full page ad? The full page ad is $130. So, in my business, I train emerging speakers on developing a business and products and things. You have your upsells and you have your downsells. The downsell is, okay, you didn't buy my program, but how about buying such? This book or this whatever. So always have a plan A and a plan B, and it's not that hard. You see, we have wonderful, experienced salespeople here. Y'all are still intact, right? You're still living, you're doing okay. All right, so what you're doing is moving people to a decision is all it is. You're offering them the opportunity that they may want to actually take you up on. So now I'm going to open this up to questions. Who's got a question out here about anything with sponsorships, ad sales in general? Who's got a question? Anybody? Yes, sir.
When you go out and look for potential prospects, what is your first step in finding the right ones that you think will possibly say yes? Okay,
I'm going to repeat that just in case for video. That when you go out, how do you find the perfect prospects? Suggestions here? Yep.
In my field, it's about target markets. I specialize with young families and pre-retirees. So knowing where they're at, who they are, who in my network fit those age groups and how I can usually best serve them. I mean, I can't completely generalize on what their needs are, but generally they do fall within some categories. But in terms of knowing where to look, almost like how I believe he stated at the beginning, starting with where you're at, people in your network where you do business, but then also strategically having those target markets, and then you can usually specialize and cater your plan from there.
Excellent. Anybody else?
How many of you have started a business or were promoting things? Think about when your kids come home with that box of candy or chocolate from school that you have to sell. Who do you go to first?
Grandma and grandpa.
Start with your family, your friends. We support. I don't have kids, but I have bought a lot of candy from these kids. But start with your core anytime, and then you branch off. And if they can't do it, they will tell their friends and their coworkers, and that's how word will get out.
Excellent. Barbara?
Beth, for people who haven't been to conference and they're hearing this for the first time, could you tell them what the conference is and why they should go and what the benefit is?
Sabrina, you want to take that one as well? About
Repeat the question.
of going to the conference?
You said Beth, and that was.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
then
So
she
she
shut
stopped listening. Okay, the benefit, for those who've not been to a conference, the conference is actually a Friday and a Saturday. We do it annually, and it is an opportunity for all of our wonderful Toastmasters to get together. And it is fellowship, it is networking, it is education, there are workshops. That is where we see the speech contests at the district level. So that means that somebody's already won a club, they've won in the area, they've won a division, and that's where we get to see the cream of the crop. We get to see the wonderful skills that we could maybe learn from. You know, I love how they did that. I'm gonna incorporate that into my next communication, right? And it's just an awful lot of fun. It is so much fun, I can't stand it. I've got collector items here. I've got these all the way back to who knows when. But these are just wonderful. Oh, look at there, I'm in it. Oh, okay, I got
You're in this one too.
I am. Where am I? Oh, yeah, there's my half-page ad. There you go. Okay, but these are really easy to sell. And if you have a Toastmaster that you know that just won an award or just achieved something, just got Distinguished Toastmaster, that's a pretty darn big deal. Club does an ad, right? Anybody you want to thank. I think if there's a local coffee shop, like I just discovered one the other day by me, that maybe they have a coupon that you could put in here, and that's something that, you know, they could tear out and get a deal. People walking in your door. But the conference is just kind of the culmination of a wonderful year. Just a year, just an event of celebration is how I look at it.
Can I provide a short answer to
Sure.
this question? Immediately I grabbed this because I wanted to see who sponsored in the past to get an idea about what kind of businesses have sponsored. And perhaps contacting that business to thank them and say, hey, tell us about the sponsorship. What did you like about it? What did you get out of it? What would you like to get out of it this time? And then you're going to collect some stories. And to what Jared was saying, storytelling. When you call a business, let's say that you know a coffee shop. Well, when you call that, if you can pair that up with a story of a coffee shop owner that has sponsored us in the past and share how they benefited from it, it's going to make that conversation much easier for you.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because here is Winn-Dixie, Bilo Holdings, Premier Designs Jewelry. There's a doggy.
I would
Let's
call
see.
coaching
Trader's Pawn Shop.
coaches. Call coaches. Call coaches.
Mm.
They're into leadership. They're into the same things that Toastmasters is into, and they need to market their business. So
There you go.
Can I add something?
Absolutely, please do.
What Matt said these ads were taken out in the past, and for Toastmasters who's listening and will be viewing this, everyone who bought an ad in the book or sponsored some at the conference did it because of you also. It's that relationship that you had with them. You did not just walk into the business and say, hey, take an ad out in our conference book. No, they're not going to do it. But they did that because of you. It's okay to go back to them and do what Matt said, ask them how did it benefit. But whether it benefited them or not, they're going to do it again because of you.
There you go. Can't add much to that. All right, any other questions? Nope.